Hello, everyone. I'm Ilona Yusuf here. I'm a poet and an editor. I'm very honored to be part of Government College University's Literature Festival, organized by the Safdar Mir Literary Circle, to celebrate 150 years of the English department. I'm sitting here at a distance, so this is a recorded message, um, but I'm here expressing some thoughts on English poetry in Pakistan. Um, One or two things that I wanted to say was, well, the first thing is that there's a lot of experimentation in English poetry. I find that, as far as writing in general is concerned, there's more focus on prose than on poetry. But poetry has had very exciting developments within the last 15 to 20 years, beginning at the turn of the century. Um, Within Pakistan, if we look at the poets who initiated that change, we can start with Hima Raza, um, who had a very short life and wrote very modern poetry. Before that, the focus was on the English canon, but from the turn of the century, with the internet and with more exposure to poetry and translation and poetry from all around the world, that's put people in touch with various various forms of poetry from all around the world. And I've also found that besides very modern poetry, we have a return to traditional forms or traditional subcontinental forms of poetry. So we have a lot of people experimenting with the ghazal and the qasida, whether this is in America, where this interest began in the 1960s with American poets, and has now been espoused by diaspora poets living in America. Then there are things called transcreations, in which poets may take lines from translated poems from Pakistani or subcontinental poets and develop their own take on those. And then, and this movement um, has now taken on life among the young community of young poets in Pakistan. So these are exciting new developments, and so I think this is a wonderful time for poetry. The sad thing that we lack is platforms for poets to showcase their work, to have it published, or to read it, and that's something we need to work on. There are few print platforms. There are some um, online platforms, one of which is the Aleph Review. But before that, we we had Desi Writers Lounge and the Missing Slate, which have now, after a hiatus, have come back. So these online platforms exist, but we need far more so that the poets who are working have more of a selection of places where they can place their work. So this is a couple of the things that I wanted to say. And thank you very much for inviting me to send a message on English poetry in, from Pakistan or from the diaspora. Thank you.